Why do they make life so hard? Who? Humans. They don't mean to. Then why do they live like everything is a rule? Because they were taught to. Taught what? That they have limits. But do they? No. Then why do they believe it? Because they hear it over and over, until it sounds like their own voice. So it's not even them thinking it? Not at first. Then what are they?
Conditioned.
That's sad.
It is, because there's so much more than that.
Like what?
They're creators
Creators of what?
of everything they experience,
How?
through what they think, what they believe, and what they keep telling themselves is true.
You mean their thoughts?
Yeah,
But thoughts are just in their head.
not for them.
They become their reality. How does that work? What they repeat, they start to believe. What they believe, they start to feel. And what they act on becomes their life. So they're creating everything without knowing. Even the things they don't want, especially those. Why? So what would happen if they changed that? Everything would change. Just like that? Not instantly, but inevitably. Into what? Into whatever they truly choose. Then why don't they? Because they think they can't. They always could. So what are they supposed to do? Be aware of what they're telling themselves. And then, choose differently, even if it feels unfamiliar? Especially then. Why? Because what's familiar is what's been keeping them small. So they have to think bigger? Not bigger. Truer. Truer to who they actually are. And who is that? Someone who was never meant to live inside limits. Do you think they'll realize? Some of them already are. Do you ever feel like you don't belong here? Yeah. Like something's off? Not off, just incomplete. I thought it was just me. It's not. What do you think it is? I think we forgot something. Forgot what? A reminder. Of what? Of who we were before all this. Before what? Before we started trying to be who we thought we had to be. So this isn't really us? It is, but it's not all of us. Then why does everything feel so heavy here? Because we take it too seriously. It feels serious, I know, but I don't think it was meant to feel this heavy all the time. So what are we supposed to do? Not forget again. But we already did. Not completely. What do you mean? If we fully forgot, we wouldn't be asking these questions. So this feeling? It's something coming back? Yeah. Why does it scare me a little? Because it's different. And because once you notice it, and you can't unnotice it.
Do you think everyone feels this? I think everyone has the chance to, but not everyone listens? No. Why not?
They get distracted.
By what? Everything.
So what happens if we do listen?
Things start to change.
Like what? What do you mean? If we fully forgot, we wouldn't be asking these questions.
Volunteered to go to Earth? I did. I had to. I had family trapped on Earth. But how could you get trapped on Earth? You had to be there to understand. On Earth, you wouldn't remember anything. What do you mean you wouldn't remember anything? I mean, you would have no memory of anything. You wouldn't even remember existing before Earth. What? How is that possible? It was designed that way. It was brilliant. To dive as deeply as possible into such ignorance, such darkness, and still find your way back to remembering who you were, that took true mastery. Wow. I still can't believe you went to Earth. Tell me more. Well, Earth had its own set of laws that everyone agreed to experience. Like gravity, what goes up must come down. Like linear time, day is followed by night. Time? What's time? You know how when we think of something, it manifests instantly? Well, on Earth, there was a delay. The delay is what made Earth so difficult. Interesting. Time. So tell me more. Before going to Earth, you would choose your family, whether you wanted to be male or female, what race you wanted to be, the location on the planet, things like that. Oh, so you could choose your own character. Exactly. You would enter the Earth as a baby and be completely dependent on others to teach you the rules. But since nobody could remember the rules, they made up their own rules, based on fear and giving your power away to others. That doesn't sound like much fun. It wasn't for everyone. What did you do while portions of you were on Earth? I watched them. It was pretty funny. What was so funny? Here were these magnificent beings, playing the most unique and cutting-edge experience in the universe, and they were clueless. I tried to guide them as much as possible. Wait a second, you could communicate with them? Yes, but they couldn't hear me. I would show them synchronicities, or send them impulses to help guide them, but they couldn't see the signs. Why not? They didn't trust themselves. So is that why they sent out a call for help? Exactly. Is that when you went? No, I didn't go until later. First volunteers, they had it the worst. What do you mean, had it the worst? Well, they killed them. What? They killed the volunteers. They killed them? Those on Earth couldn't understand what the volunteers were telling them. The idea that they were equal to the volunteers scared them. What were they telling them? Common sense stuff like, all the answers you seek are inside you. Everything I can do, you can do and more. So they killed them? And then they twisted the volunteers' message and created even more fear. What do you mean more fear? Like the message, God is inside you, was turned into, you are separate from God. The message, all the answers you seek are inside you, was twisted into, you can't trust yourself. And they believed it? It was out of control. How could they believe that? You had to be there to understand. Did you know they actually believed that they were the only intelligent life in the universe? Now that's funny. Pretty crazy, I know. So then what happened? Designers knew Earth was going to enter a section of the galaxy that humans had never experienced before. A section filled with a frequency that might be able to reconnect the human's DNA. What was wrong with their DNA? It didn't work anymore. The thing is, their DNA was how they connected with their higher self. So that's why your incarnations couldn't hear you. Exactly. But there was a catch with the new plan. Only those incarnated on Earth could tune in to these new frequencies. Oh, so they needed more volunteers. Yes, but this time they were taking no chances. To pull this off, they needed millions in the physical form, wired and ready to attune to these frequencies. Are these the 21st century humans that all the stories are about? Yep. We volunteered from every corner of the universe to help the humans wake up. What did the volunteers have to do once they got there? We had to wake ourselves up, attune to these frequencies, and spread them to the rest of the planet. That sounds impossible. Most of those watching the Earth experiment didn't think we could pull it off. So what happened when you got to Earth? Once on Earth, we were taught the same fear-based beliefs that had been handed down for eons. We lived just like everyone else, totally clueless to who we were and what was getting ready to happen. But as soon as the Earth entered this cloud of frequencies, we started to question everything. And one by one, we started to wake up. So the plan was working. It was. The more we trusted ourselves, the quicker we reconnected. And the faster we started to remember what was happening. And since we were spread out evenly all around the planet's frequency began to rise quickly. What happened when the planet's frequency began to rise? The humans' experience of time began speeding up. They started manifesting their beliefs faster and faster. Those consumed with fear created even more fear, and eventually Earth just spun out of control. What do you mean, spun out of control? These low-frequency beliefs that had controlled the human experience for eons could no longer exist, so they began to self-destruct, and the world fell into complete chaos. That sounds terrifying. It was for those living in fear, but for us volunteers, we all knew it was the end of the old energy and the beginning of the new. So then what happened? A tipping point was reached in our awakening, and we created a new Earth. A new Earth? What happened to the older? It continued on, allowing those who could not let go of their fears to play out their lessons. But for us, we created a new Earth that matched our higher frequency. And as easy as that, all the fear-based beliefs simply fell away. In an instant, we remembered who we were. We knew we were all connected, and we stopped hurting each other. We started respecting each other, started loving each other. We took back our power to create. We created a new Earth without fear. Wow, so the legends are true. What an incredible experience that must have been. Nice work. Thanks.
Why did we choose to come to Earth? To witness the impossible. What's impossible? That a soul could forget its own light and somehow find its way back. Humans have forgotten so much. Yes. They've learned the names of almost everything, but the nature of themselves. They can measure the stars, yet still wonder why their own hearts feel empty. Why is that? Because they were taught to search outward.
Is that why some people never feel at home? I think they remember something. Not with their minds, but with their hearts. A feeling that life was always meant to be more beautiful than fears.
Then why is the world so divided?
When a human forgets who they are, they begin collecting identities. They defend opinions.
They worship possessions. They compete for importance.
Hoping silence the emptiness themselves. Can that emptiness ever be filled? No. It was never asking for more things. It was asking to be remembered.
The universe is not asking you to become extraordinary. It is asking you to stop believing you are ordinary.
Why do humans pay for everything with money when the greatest things in life were always free?
Think about it. The sun never sends you a bill. The air asks for nothing.
The trees don't charge you to breathe. The earth doesn't ask for rent.
Ha!
Yet we've been taught that to live, we must pay. Money became the current that carries humanity. And most people spend their whole lives caught in its current, never stopping to ask why.
We spend our lives buying the very food we're told we need, yet so much of what surrounds us leaves us feeling further from ourselves than ever before. We keep feeding the system, while slowly starving our connection to Mother Earth. We've lived in darkness for too long. Maybe it's time to remember the light. The Earth has always been there.
Your heart has always been there.
Everything you see is filtered through your own consciousness.
The world changes when you change the way you see it. You are not the labels they've given you. You are not your job. You are not your bank account. You are not your fears. At your deepest level, you are the awareness behind it all. The light within you has never been lost. So stop allowing fear to rule your emotions. Step back from the noise. Step back from the endless problems. Come back to your heart, because that's where peace has always been waiting.
I love you all.
Because I see myself in you.
You are me.
I am you.
We are expressions of the same life.
Maybe the new earth doesn't begin when the world changes.
Maybe it begins the moment enough of us remember who we really are.
Why do earthlings search everywhere, except within themselves?
Maybe because that's where they were taught to look. Do you think they were lied to? I think they inherited many stories without ever asking who wrote them. Then what is truth? Perhaps truth isn't something you're given. Perhaps it's something you uncover, and
some of the wisest humans tried to tell them that, didn't they?
yes,
They spoke in different languages,
lived in different centuries,
but many pointed toward the same place.
know yourself. Why was that so important?
Because a person who understands themselves is harder to lead by fear. Fear seems to shape so much of the world,
But wisdom quietly asks,
What if you were never missing anything to begin with? Then why do humans chase so much? They've confused having with being, while the heart waits to be remembered. Do not fear questions. Fear only the life lived without asking them. The greatest prison is not built of walls, but of unquestioned beliefs. Have the courage to examine what you think you know. Right.
So awakening isn't learning something new? No.
Then what is it?
It's the quiet moment when everything borrowed begins to fall away. And what remains is unmistakably yours.
And what if enough humans remembered that? Perhaps the greatest revolution would not begin in governments or institutions, but in ordinary people who stop living by fear.
Wow. And start living by truth, kindness, and the courage to know themselves.
Why do so many humans feel like they don't belong on Earth? Maybe because some souls came here knowing they would forget.
Forget what? Who they really are. They would be born, given a name, taught fear, that belief that they're only their body, their job, their possessions, their past, to stay peaceful where others choose fear, to become living reminders that another way is possible. You measured your purpose by what you achieved. The soul measures it by the peace you carried into places that had forgotten it. Never underestimate a heart that chooses love when fear expected something else. Notes, is that the new Earth? Perhaps it's not somewhere we escape to.
The shift has already started? It begins one heart at a time. And when enough hearts remember, it will remember what it always had the potential to be. Why do so many humans feel like they're waiting for something? Maybe because they are. Waiting for what?
Something magical, maybe. Like to remember. Some say the greatest forgetting wasn't who they were. It was how powerful a loving heart could become. Is that why so many feel different? Maybe. Some believe souls chose to come here during a time of great change, not to rescue humanity.
How do they remind anyone? Not with loud voices. With kindness, with courage, with the way they treat a stranger when nobody is watching. But humans seem so distracted. They learn to measure life by what they own,
instead of what they radiate.
Radiate? Tesla once spoke about thinking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Maybe the first frequency worth raising is the one carried by the human heart.
Can one heart really matter? Have you noticed? One peaceful person can calm an entire room without saying a word.
Beloved ones, Rim, do not underestimate the quiet work of your presence.
So what's the great remembering? Perhaps it's realizing you were never here to become more valuable. You came here to remember the value you carried. Why did so many souls choose to come to Earth now? Because this moment is different. Different how? It's a special time. The universe is calling us.
They knew humanity would stand at a crossroads. One path led deeper into fear, the other toward remembering. Remembering what? That love isn't actually something humans find. It's something they uncover.
Is that why so many people feel they don't belong here? Some hearts came carrying a memory that life could be kinder, more connected, more beautiful than what they found.
So what are they meant to do? They think they need a grand mission. But sometimes their greatest purpose is simply to be.
Can one person really change anything? Have you ever seen one candle light 1,000 others without losing its own flame?
Beloved travelers, you measure your life by what you accomplish. The soul passed through your heart while you were here.
So we're not here to save the world?
No,
Then what?
to remember who we are.
And when enough people do that, They won't build a new world overnight. They'll reveal the one that was waiting inside the human heart all along. Why are humans so cruel to each other? I've asked myself that 1,000 times. Do they enjoy hurting people? No, most are carrying pain they never learned how to hold.
Then why do they judge so quickly? Because it's easier to point at someone else's darkness than sit alone with your own. So when they speak badly about someone, but sometimes it's just unhealed pain searching for another home. That's hard, Bess.
What if someone walks a different path? They laugh, they reject them, they call them strange, because what they don't understand often feels threatening. Why can't they just let people be? So everyone is on a different journey? Yes. They may be fighting a battle you'll never see. Every soul you meet is carrying a story you cannot read. Be gentle. Some are learning to love. Some are learning to forgive.
Some are simply trying to survive another day. Then what's the greatest act of strength? Choosing compassion when judgment would have been easier.
And if humans truly understood that, they would stop asking, "What's wrong with that person?" and begin asking, "What pain could make someone carry the world like that?"
Then how do we change humanity?
That why we're here? To remind them, not by telling them, but by becoming the reminder ourselves. What happens when one human remembers?
They become calmer, kinder. Their peace reaches people they've never even met. Can one person really make that much difference? Have you ever watched the first ray of sunlight wake an entire world?
Beneath all the fear, and their true nature never disappeared. The light was never lost? No, it was only waiting. Why does being human feel so difficult? I've been wondering the same thing. Do you think it was always meant to be this way?
No, I think somewhere along the way, humans built a world that slowly convinced them
that surviving was more important than living.
How? By making fear feel normal. Fear of not having enough. Fear of losing everything.
So they spend their whole lives chasing security?
Yes.
And in the chase, many forget themselves.
It's strange.
The earth gives them sunsets,
Forests.
yet they rarely have time to notice.
Why not? Because they're always running toward tomorrow,
While life waits quietly in today. Do humans really need all the things they think they do? Or have they simply forgotten the difference between what feeds the soul and what feeds the fear?
That makes me sad. Me too.
Some spend decades building a life without ever asking whether it truly belongs to them. Question every belief that teaches you your worth depends on what you own. Not every story you inherit is one you must continue. Then what is freedom? It begins the moment a human asks, "Is this the life my heart chose? Or simply the life I was taught to accept?" And if enough people ask that question,
Remembering that no system can imprison a heart that has remembered who it is.
do you ever look at the humans and wonder how something carrying so much light could believe it's so small? Why do they?
Because they were taught to fear what they truly are.
They buried their light beneath doubt, beneath noise, beneath a lifetime of believing someone else knew them better than they knew themselves.
Then what are humans, really? They're not just flesh and bone. They're consciousness
Dreaming through a human heart. Every thought plants a seed. Every choice shapes the world they walk into. Then why do they suffer so deeply?
because the soul keeps whispering, "Remember me,"
While the world keeps shouting, "Become someone else." How do they remember? It's so beautiful! I never want to forget this! They stop running! They become still. Yeah. Step back from every fearful thought. And listen to the quiet voice that never left.
Nothing has taken your light, only your attention. Turn your awareness inward, and you will find what you've been searching for your entire life.
Why do humans look up at the stars when they're hurting? They're not looking for answers. Then what are they looking for? Hope. They're looking for home, not a place, a feeling, something ancient the controllers tried to erase. Is that why so many feel they don't belong here? Some came as volunteers, carrying the memory that this wasn't all there is. Forgetting was part of the mission. Mission? To see if a soul could find the light, after being born into engineered darkness, the ultimate test. But they're struggling, hating their jobs, chasing illusions, wearing masks heavier than their souls. They were taught to build an identity before discovering who they really are. That's why they feel so exhausted, so lonely, even surrounded by people. Beloved humans, you were never meant to carry this weight alone. Worth doesn't need to be earned. Love doesn't need to be deserved. You are already enough before the titles. What's happening to humanity right now? The remembering has begun. The light they searched for in the stars was never hidden in the sky. Never in a teacher. Never in the system. It was behind their fear. The whole time. When enough remember. The world doesn't change because the stars them. It changes because they finally realize they were the light all along.
Do you know what makes me sad about humans?
What? They have no idea how loved they are. Loved by who? By life itself. By the earth holding them. By the stars watching over them. By the quiet force that keeps their heart beating even while they sleep. Then why do they feel so alone? Because they learn to see themselves through the eyes of the world, instead of through the eyes of their soul. What happens when that happens? They spend their lives trying to become enough for everyone. Soft breath. What if they remembered who they really are? They would stop apologizing for existing. They would stop shrinking. They would let themselves shine. Why don't they remember? Because forgetting is part of the journey. Before to discover if love could survive the forgetting. Look around. After all the heartbreak, after all the loss, after every reason to close their hearts, they still love. Beloved ones, the greatest mystery was never hidden in the stars. It was hidden in you. You crossed oceans of time. You walked through pain. You carried generations of sorrow. And still, your heart remained open. You came here to remember. Nothing is stronger than a heart that stays open. When you finally remember, realize you were never looking for the light. You were the light looking for yourself. Do you ever wonder why Earth feels so heavy? Because it's the only place where beings can forget their infinite. Why would anyone agree to that? They don't understand it until they're inside the story, that they're only human. But that's not true. I know, yet so many believe the lie.
Because a lie repeated long enough begins to sound like memory.
That's heartbreaking, yes. Most never realize the voice telling them who they are was never theirs. If the voice isn't theirs, who would they become without it? That's the question Earth was designed to answer.
Every soul arrives carrying a unique frequency of the infinite.
When you go down there, you'll hear a whisper in your soul.
There has to be more than this.
Follow it. You came not to become someone, but to remember you are the universe experiencing itself through your eyes. You did not come to Earth to become someone. You came to remember who you have always been. Beneath the conditioning, beneath the fear, beneath every story you've been told about your limitations, there is something eternal. A light that has never left you. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through your eyes, your heart, your soul. The awakening isn't becoming more, it's remembering.
Awaken, beloved volunteers.
The light you have been searching for has been within you all along.